kids podcast.
You can go slow.
A kids podcast about.
Hello, my name is Ari and I help produce this show you're listening to. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you for being here with us. It means so much that you're choosing to spend your time listening to this show and hearing what we've made for you. We truly couldn't do this without you. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
This is It's Okay to Ask, a kids' advice podcast. I'm your host, Nina Purewal. We know that you get confronted with some really big questions all of the time around what to do, how to respond, what to say to someone, and how to even act. Asking for advice from friends and classmates is a wonderful way to help inform your decision-making and help you decide what to do. And it's okay to ask. That's why we're making this show. Here at A Kids Company About, we want to provide a space for you to ask those questions, but also get some advice. But sometimes you have to ask more than one person for advice before you're ready to take the next step and know what to do. That's why we've created an entirely different podcast for you, a dynamically created podcast. What this means is that no two listens are going to be the same. Listen to the episode, then delete it and download it again for an entirely new outcome, just like asking a second or third person for advice. Isn't that awesome? Today's question comes from Ellison. Ellison asks, should you say sorry if you're not actually sorry? Wow, Ellison, that is a very thought-provoking question. So what do you think? Is it ever difficult for you to say sorry when you really aren't actually sorry? What do you do in this situation?
Hi, my name is Jonah and I am 11 years old. I live in Maryland. If you don't believe that you need to say sorry, you shouldn't have to. If you feel bad for the person, then maybe think about it a little more. But if you don't want to, I would say stick with your gut and don't. But if saying sorry makes the other person feel better, then it might be a good idea to say it.
Welcome back. The advice we often give comes from a place of experience, meaning we've been through something similar, and what we learned in those situations helps us figure out how to respond when we're confronted with new experiences, or when friends are asking for advice about what they've been through. Let's listen to a similar experience from one of your peers. A peer is someone who is close in age to you or who has had a similar experience. I wonder if anybody else has felt that they have said sorry when they really didn't feel like they had to. Let's find out.
So sometimes when me and my sister are playing, we get into a fight, and then she wants me to say sorry, but I don't say sorry. I just tell her why I'm not sorry. Well, because what I did wrong wasn't a big deal. It was her who did mostly the wrong thing.
You know, we all go through these experiences, even grown-ups. I bet if you asked any grown-up if they've said sorry when they're actually not sorry, they'd probably say yes and tell you about a time that they did. But you know, it doesn't make it any easier for you to go through it. But it can serve as a reassurance that you're not alone. And even though these situations can be hard sometimes, You're going to be okay and come out the other side because we've all been through it. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to be looking for your advice. Seriously, stick around to find out how.
Hi, I'm Nikita Simpson.
And I'm Dr. Lockhart.
I wrote a kid's book called A Kid's Book About Emotions.
And I help kids and grown-ups work through their emotions.
This is Everyday Feels, a podcast about emotions for kids and their grown-ups. I think it's so great when you have a person that you trust in your life, that you feel open and able to share everything that's going on inside of you.
I agree, Nikita, because I think it takes so much confidence and bravery in sharing our stories and being vulnerable, because we're trying to normalize talking about feelings and emotions. That means that we all have them, and it's okay to talk about them because we all feel them.
And you're always allowed to feel what you feel.
Let's continue this journey together.
This is Everyday Feels, a podcast about emotions for kids and their grown-ups.
Here at A Kids Company About, we make podcasts, but also books, classes, and even more for kids and families just like yours. We've got a couple new and upcoming books in our Little Book About Board book series, embracing toddlerhood's most essential topics. Here's one of our authors sharing a sneak peek.
Hey, my name's Alicia, and I'm the author and illustrator of A Little Book About Grit, a new book in the series about what it means to never give up and how that superpower supercharges your growth. Learn more about A Little Book About Grit by visiting akidsco.com.
Welcome back to It's Okay to Ask, a kids' advice podcast. Before the break, we heard advice based on a question sent by Ellison around whether we should be saying sorry if we're not actually sorry. Now, it's our turn to come to you. Each of your peers brought a question, and you'll hear from one of them in just a moment. And after you do, it's your opportunity to share some advice. Here we go.
This is Jonah, and do you think you are able to wear pajamas all day, or do you think you should change?
Well, what do you think? What's your advice? You can pause the show and share your advice with anybody around you. And you can also share it with us because we'd love to hear it. And we mean that. You can write to us or send us a voice message, and we'll make sure your advice gets in the right hands. And it might even make it on the show. Email listen@akidspodcastabout.com. And one last thing before we go. Remember that I shared in the beginning that this is a special kind of podcast, one that's dynamically created, so that no two listens are the same? Well, if you're ready to hear another piece of advice to Ellison's question, or if you're just curious to hear what others had to say, delete this episode from your podcast app, download it again for completely new advice. If you're listening on a website, just hit refresh. And remember, it's okay to ask for advice on whatever is going on within you and in your world. You are not alone, my friend. Until next time, I'm Nina, and thanks for listening. Thank you, Ellison, for your wonderful question, and to all of the peers who gave us some fantastic advice today. If there's a question you'd like to ask, or if you have advice to share, we want to hear it. You can reach us at listen@akidspodcastabout.com. It's Okay to Ask is written by me, Nina Purewall, You can learn more about me and my work at ninapurewall.com. Our show was edited and produced by Matthew Winner, with help from Chad, Michael, Snavely, and the team at Sound On Studios. Our executive producer is Jelani Memory, and this show was brought to you by A Kids Podcast About. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are found, and check out other incredible podcasts made for kids just like you by visiting akidsco.com.
Hi, this is Matthew, and I'm head of podcasts at A Kids Company About. We hope you enjoyed this show, and we'd love for you to check out our growing library of shows at A Kids Podcast About. Whether you're looking for storytelling with crafts and activities, fact-finding with experts and enthusiasts, or looking to explore and understand your world better, we have got a podcast for you. Check out the A Kids Podcast About channel on Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are found, or visit akidsco.com.